Rule 34 Artists, what was the weirdest and most disturbing commission you have ever received? Every year I would get a commission from an older gentleman to illustrate his dead wife in compromising positions, usually in upskirt, or something similar. She passed away in the 80s from cancer quite suddenly, and he kept her alive by commissioning smut for their anniversary. He assured me that she would want this if she were alive and, well, the check cleared. Not exactly Rule 34. But I once had a request for Mad Max-style post-apocalyptic mutant stripper rabbits, which prompted my favorite ever question for a client: do you have a color preference for the dildo chainsaw? Scrooge McDuck fucking his big pile of money. I've had a few. Probably the oddest was characters from Rescue Rangers transforming into cooked chickens. Extremely fat Sonic the Hedgehog eating his boogers, getting nauseous and puking. Same person had a lot of requests along those lines. It was the first and only commission that made me physically ill to even attempt. Earth having a dick and fucking Mars, and they specifically requested them to still look like planets. Many ideas are commissioned but none are delivered. Japan's current royal couple having intercourse in their official photograph with all the family looking very dignified. I'm not technically a R34 artist, but I once got a request for a piece that was a guy having sex with an M4 Sherman tank. Two actresses in one of those two-piece horse costumes. He'd ask for the same thing over and over, two different famous women, say Jessica Biel and Jennifer Garner, one woman taking the horse head off with a happy expression and the other woman with a mad expression cause she has to wear the butt part of the costume. Sometimes it might be a tiger costume or another animal, but it was always the same pose. Nothing inherently sexual, but you can just tell. I cut him off after the third commission only cause I got tired of drawing the same shit, paid well otherwise. Off the top of my head. Cat dog getting gangbanged but they're humans. SpongeBob with multiple arms, sticking all his hands into Squidward's tentacle holes. I didn't know why the commissioner preferred this over the more sensible Squidward fucking SpongeBob's holes with his tentacles, but I guess they were more of a top. SpongeBob fan. Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold being raped by Arnold's grandpa as he tries to crawl back to his stoop. From the anime My Hero Academia, Bakugo with his chest and ass exploding into blood and guts due to his nipples and ass being attached to a dual breast inflating / fucking machine manned by Deku, with a speech bubble next to Deku saying bullying builds character like nuclear waste creates superheroes. I turned 3 out of 4 of these down. I used to do equine realism digital paintings. Out of the blue I got a message from someone asking if I could paint 2 realistic horses with giant dicks. One had to be tied up in bondage with leather gear on. The other one also in fetish gear with a flog whipping it. They were looking to pay me $250 plus tip, but I couldn't see how it was possible for me to paint that to my usual standard, so I declined. My partner does 3D models for folks who play VR games. Guy asked for an anthro model of the cop dog from Paw Patrol with a Nazi SS uniform and working hyperdick. Partner turned it down, but it's now a running gag between us. Spagildo. That's a dildo, but made of spaghetti. Tuxedo Mask getting railed by the yellow Power Ranger while they both watch a Serbian film. A giant lion fucking a beehive. This isn't for me. I had a close buddy who drew furry porn on the side. This was probably around 2015 to 2016. He was often told to draw inanimate objects getting fucked, some cub drawings. I'm not a furry, and to be honest neither was he. Being an artist and drawing fucked up porn makes a lot of money, I suppose. He refused to draw anything illegal. But one time he got this request to draw a fucking lion, like a big Tony the Tiger looking fellow, and his giant lion cock was fucking a beehive, but on the other side of the drawing, it had a close-up of the dick inside the hive. All of the bees were stinging the lion dick and they all had speech bubbles saying shit like "this feels so good." Some of the bees had their stingers stuck in the dick so their bodies were torn half apart, with what I assume is bee cum dripping from the stinger. One of them said something on the lines of "this is worth me dying later." The lion had sunglasses and was wearing a body armor tank top. The funny thing is that this photo is totally out in the wild. It was a commission, but from what I understand it was posted in an NSFW Tumblr. My buddy says it's lost media now. He's fairly known for drawing porn. Maybe someone on here can dig up this monstrosity, because I will never forget it. Gender-bent Sonic the Hedgehog making out with Donkey from Shrek. My sister is an anime girl. Forrest Gump getting fucked by a maid-dressed human-sized shrimp. Not a Rule 34 artist, but got a request to do a drawing of Link from Legend of Zelda with a beard. I like beards, but I got confused, and went and checked their profile. Pretty sure they had a beard fetish. It was all sexual pictures of guys from various shows and video games with beards. It was weird. Not an artist, But the weirdest one I saw was a sunscreen fetish. The characters were drawn with sunscreen that progressively killed them and turned them on, I think. The weirdest part was that I'm pretty sure the sunscreen wasn't even the biggest part of it. The person who commissioned it was boasting about how they invented the fetish. This leads me to think that they were more turned on by their ego than the art. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more daily videos.